The Charity Gaming Guild presents the Nat Pun Podcast.
Welcome one and all, welcome back, and we are here for our fireside chat where we're going to be discussing last week's episode and all that happened. So I'm joined by our usual motley crew, starting with allegedly a lady, Bertie.
You were looking at Ash though.
Yeah, I know.
Yes, it's me, a lady.
John.
Hi.
Thank you.
Yeah, they're quick. Come on.
Yeah, and Ash.
Hello.
Welcome all. So, last week, after a bit of a hollybog, we all returned and picked up where we left off. So we had just beaten the vampires and were being led by Jimmy to see the Yo. There was a bit of Q&A going on. We were trying to find out a bit more about Jimmy.
Yeah.
Why?
What a question.
Why not? I mean, this is really important. Which trouser leg his tail goes down? I think it's
I think that was a very, very intelligent question to ask.
I think so. Oh.
I was just trying to bond because we'd had such a bad experience talking to him the first time. So I thought it was a chance to kind of, maybe he could be another Andy who rocks up and saves all our lives there. And I was just trying to sow the seeds of help us.
Did you get anything out of it that you wanted to?
No.
No, he didn't tell us very much at all, did he?
No.
Oh, in fact, you can't read apparently,
I know.
which is surprising.
Maybe he can count. We gave him gold to buy potions, so I hope he can count.
Yeah.
But how does he know which potions he's buying if he can't read the labels?
I guess you'll find out when he comes back and see what he's got.
Or we'll find out when we try and consume one of his reading potions. Poisonous. Okay, so we had our little Q&A. And then we were led into the Grand Hall.
Mm-hmm.
Is that how you described it? Was it a Grand Hall?
Yeah, I've got a great hall.
Great Hall.
Large wooden lodge, wasn't it?
Large lodge.
It was a large lodge.
Large.
A large lodge, and in the large lodge was a hall. And there was a bit of shenanigans going on. Because there was two of us.
Give a guess.
For a bit, yes.
So yeah, G decided he would play a little bit of a trick. And he disguised himself as Adonis.
That's the first time I've seen G do that, isn't it?
It is, yes.
Yes.
Will it be the last time? Will this be happening on a regular basis?
It may well be happening on a regular basis now that I remembered I've actually got this myself as a spell.
So the question is, why did you decide to do that?
Just in case that he was angry with us, and that way he'd be angry with you rather than me.
I'd get twice as much anger.
Yes, absolutely. That was the main rationale behind my action. But it surprised you all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me too, yeah.
Yeah, but quite what we were expecting, I think.
But could the listeners determine which one of us was the real you by our voices?
I reckon they might have an inkling.
Or with my Welsh accent.
I heard a twang a second as well, Welsh. It wasn't full Welsh.
It wasn't. That's not Welsh English.
Sure, there was just one word that made take my brain to go, he's doing a Welsh accent. Not what he's doing at all, but I'll say
And that's one of the accents I just cannot do. So I did manage to do a bit of a Welsh accent then.
I think you should try. I want to hear you
Right
try a
now.
Welsh accent right now.
No.
Oh, go on.
Ain't happening.
I'll give you a Welsh phrase to say.
One.
Aroo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
you can't just make words up.
That's just Snow and Snowdonia.
Oh, I thought you just had a stroke.
No. If I'm wrong, if there are Welsh listeners, please let me know. But I was told that by someone who came from Wales. So if I've just said something really rude, I'm sorry.
Can you say it again?
Aroo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
Yes.
Andy?
No.
No?
I have seen some very funny video clips of things you should ask Alexa to say in Welsh, but I don't think I should be repeating any of those.
No. Because she's in here and she might answer him.
Oh yes, she is.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Can look Gordon's target.
Do not want to be doing that one. Okay, so we saw Rendon, and he wasn't. I've got to admit, was he what you expected?
Absolutely not.
The size of him, like a big
Oh,
man,
yeah.
he's kind of like, pictured that, but then the way he behaved, no,
I was
not at
expecting
all.
the same thing as we got with Jimmy, just being really like, what do you want?
Chills.
Go away. I don't have time for you. You're just nuisances. So that's why it was so off-putting. I think it was even worse that he wasn't like that. I was like, I think there's something wrong here. this has got to be a curse, or there's something wrong with him. He's yeah.
He's always been the most like jovial member of the ruling council,
Mhm.
and the most kind of for the people. I mean, Yorick Wave Walker was as well, but he's dead now.
R.I.P.
But yeah, Gerard Rowe is always meant to be quite a fun-loving, happy
Until he's not.
until he's pissed off, and then he's deadly.
I got very Kingpin vibes from him when you were describing it. I was like, oh yeah, that makes me think of like a Kingpin character. That was cool. Although I didn't imagine him bald, because you said he had long, dark hair.
Long, dark, scraggly. Yeah.
I don't know about you, I was thinking like open chest, hairy chest kind of situation, like. But then you said he was wearing just normal clothes. I was like, oh, you broke my bubble.
But his top 5 buttons round.
Oh yeah.
Because
Because it's a deep V.
Deep V.
So I don't think anybody's met Road in an official game situation yet. I don't think he's appeared at any of our events.
Not that I
The
remember.
Minster's been a bit off limits, really, isn't it? Sort of,
Yeah, not having done a single Minster. Yeah, it was quite cool to be able to portray him a little bit and put his character out there.
Yeah. It's nice.
Interesting to know that he's obviously heard about our heroics, and yet this news got to him before we did, and we left straight after the fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how'd that happen?
Wow. You have to ask him. You see him, wouldn't you?
Jimmy took us the long way.
That's
one.
So the whole Timberminster thing is they're in the middle of the forest of fortitude, so they're going to have lots of access to nature things.
A squirrel told him.
No, a carrier squirrel.
I was thinking more like druids and stuff like that with wild shape and being able to move messages around. But like
That's cool.
the wood singers as well.
I loved that. The wood singers. That's so cool.
Oh, let's not jump too far. Thank you very much.
Actually, that's messing with your episode.
So G did take a shine to him.
He did.
Yes,
Which was nice to see because we've not seen that from G yet.
No, I think, it moved him because of the fact that he genuinely showed an interest in G and appreciated him. And I think that's a feeling G doesn't often receive. Self-inflicted, admittedly, his behaviour and attitude doesn't always encourage that kind of response.
Yeah, tell me about it.
But when he got it, it did kind of open up a side of G that, as you say, you haven't seen before.
I feel like G's just looking for that sort of father figure recognition, a little bit of love from somebody.
You're right, he does need a bit of TLC. He does feel alienated most of the time. But again, it's very much most of it is very self-inflicted, which he can't necessarily see.
You need to shed your onion layers, don't you?
He's
Let
got
people in.
Yeah, I don't think he needs to
Lots
shed
of
his.
onion allergies.
Lots of them.
He needs to be put in a blender.
It was nice to get the character coming through though. And then even with your interaction with your spirit, whose name I can't remember.
Cash.
Cash, thank you. There's a little bit of insight there for us as, not as you two as characters, but as players. We have to see that.
Yeah, I mean, Tasha's got a far better, I guess, outlook on life, and she's more worldly. And she can see the mistakes he makes, and she wants to encourage him to address those and to become the better person that he wants to be. But I don't always think he sees quite what she sees, and doesn't always take her her advice.
Interesting to see what happens with G's character.
Yes, it will. I imagine. Well, I think we won't have much time to see what happens because I very much feel he's going to be dead by the next episode, based on what's happened so far. But so he did have a big plug with the Jarl as well, which was intentionally. So was there a little bit of a threat there? Was that false just because he's naturally big and strong, or was there a bit of a I'm giving some TLC, but don't mess with me.
Yeah, so there's no threat there. I kind of imagine the Jarl to be a bit boisterous and a little bit kind of over the top in those sort of situations. I think everyone's probably had that relative when you're a child who hugs you and feels like they're going to crush you to death. But there's that kind of. And he's rolling his eyes around. Are you that relative?
He is that relative.
Yeah.
You are that relative. Yeah. So it wasn't meant in any kind of threatening way. It's just kind of how he is.
But then we had the first interaction with Toby, where we kind of, or some, not G, because G was, as far as G's concerned, the Jarl couldn't do any wrong. But some got a little suspicious of the way that Toby engaged with the Jarl, and whispering behind his back, which I thought was very rude.
I feel like that came from Vesper to start with. Adonis is a bit oblivious to that sort of stuff.
Yeah, I think it was just sparked off the back of the fact that the Jarl acted in such a different way to what she expected. And then there was a little something with Toby. She's like, okay, is this... And there were elements of it later when he answered the questions, is this just for our benefit? Because he even said when we asked him, oh no, he's like that with guests and with visitors. So he's like, so he's
implying there's something else.
Yeah, so he's not like that with his people or with the people that live here. So there's that kind of concern that there's something underneath the surface, which you have to expect anything with someone who's a lupine, but it's almost more dangerous because with the lupine element, yes, if you get him at the wrong time of the month or whatever, he's going to turn into a psychopath. But if it's someone, I see you giggling, boys. But then, if it's someone who is all the time, there's that two sides to them. It's like, well, you're never safe. You always should be on your guard. So I think for her, she was where she's learning her interactions with people that don't always go to plan. She's trying to pick up on stuff. So that was just trying to see if it's something where she shouldn't trust it and they should maybe be more wary, or if they're good to go sort of situation. I'm still not sure.
Is that something wider within Vesper's sort of character? Does she find it difficult to trust anyone? Is she always untrusting?
I think it's the opposite. I think she automatically goes to trust people and then learns quite quickly that was a mistake. So she's kind of learning as they go that, oh, I trusted that person, and that's why the change happened with the girl. So with like the pixies, she was like, oh, I trust these pixies, and then they got attacked and nearly murdered by a polar bear. So then when it came to the girl, she's like, this is something innocent. The last innocent thing we came up against, we nearly died. So it's all right. It's kind of tainting that. So she's
sort of flip-flopping between extremes, gradually finding that middle line.
She's trying to learn the ways between it, because, I mean, I think maybe what she did before was simple bodyguard work. It wasn't anything. She wasn't really dealing with nefarious stuff. She just knocked people on the head if they got a bit boisterous. She's never dealt with anything kind of political or serious, so it's very much learning for her.
So what is it specifically that G has done that has sort of prompted this mistrust? Because you kind of openly admitted that Adonis was in there.
I think it's because his actions a lot of the time seem to be counter to what the group are doing. So he's going off on his own, he's doing separate things, he's hiding in toilets in pubs and doing stuff like that, whereas she's getting involved and doing stuff with Adonis. So because the actions he's taking are different, she's like, well, there's a reason he's hiding something. There must be a reason why he's disappearing off and he's making different decisions. He's staying back, or he's covering his head with his hood. Like, that bit was for her, it was nice because, oh, he's crying, that's why he's doing it. He's not going to disappear into a shadow and start stealing shit, which is what she expected. So she kind of understands Adonis, whereas, well, she understands Patch, and Adonis is basically Patch. So,
Old and fast.
Fair.
cool. But with G, she hasn't got that. That's why she was trying to get information from him, but she doesn't know how. So it's just other people tend to offer it up.
Yeah.
Or she pushes a little bit and then they offer it, but with him, he's just shutting it down. So she's like, well,
Yeah, her approach was very much cracking a wall with that.
yeah, which is what she's learned.
I feel like it will adjust as time goes on.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like it will come back round and try again with a softer approach, probably too soft, and then find somewhere in the middle. It's almost like Vesper's becoming like the social radar for the group.
She's kind of looking to you all the time for guidance, and the majority you're either asleep or eating or drinking.
It hasn't got.
Yeah. Which I think is fun because is Adonis really oblivious to like the relationship between the two of them, or is he picking up on it?
He is generally quite oblivious to people and social stuff. So he wants to be a teacher, but spend most of his life like stacking books in the library.
Mm-hmm.
So he's not actually that good at people. So although he's old and got random bits of wisdom that he's happy to share, they're also complete rubbish.
Yeah.
So we sort of started to speak to the Jarl about why we were there and the disappearance of these towns, and he seemed oblivious to, apart from something anyway, that's the one. Apart from that, he wasn't aware that I was disappeared. But he did take an interest, and he asked us to show him on his map. He didn't seem to have any more information, but he did know a man that may, and said he was going to.
Is it a man?
Well, a person.
Because I was wondering if it's either someone that we've not come across, or if it's the lady that we met in the bar.
Okay.
So I was just, I could be completely off, but I was just thinking, okay, maybe it's someone else who's new in the area. Because I would have thought if it was someone that was within his realm, one of the people who works for him, he wouldn't. Why would he have had to convince them to talk to us? He could have just been like, "Oh, get in here, talk to them," sort of situation. So it's implied that it's someone who might not be from around here. And of course, we have met everybody here so far, and the only person who doesn't live here was the lady in leather.
There is
also
also.
works for a different organisation.
Yeah.
Well, true.
Dragon Shield Agent.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know how well they would work with the rulers of the cities.
Mm-hmm.
And how sneaky they are.
I mean, there's no possibility is that it is someone from within the city, but given the size of the city, and it took us 35 minutes to walk to the Jarl's Lodge. There's a good chance that it might be someone local, but they just live too far away for him to just summon him to talk to us.
Yeah. Well,
He could just already know the Emperor and wants to do something for him first.
that's also very true.
Absolutely, yeah.
Or he's hoping we'll die and he won't have to give us the info anymore. Actually, he's just gone on a bender. He's not even talking to anybody. He's just like, right, they'll be dead tomorrow. That idiot gave my guard 70 gold. Let's go get pissed.
So he's responsible for all the disappearances. He's covering it up and trying to get us killed soon. Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
He's a BPEG.
Well, there's no point to run the rest of the campaign then, is there?
Yes,
We solved it.
Oh, yeah, got it. Spot on.
So he promised he would try and help us out by getting some information from this mystery character, but in return he asked us to help out. And we're obviously aware of the issue they're having with vampires, and he asked us to help out, and we kind of challenged back as to, well, why aren't you doing it? You know, you're big, strong werewolves, but you threw in the silver tombstone, which kind of thing passed over your head initially.
Well, me, I was fine. I got it. I love vampires and werewolves, but
Like Vesper.
yeah, the Vesper was a bit like, well, why did that matter? Because I think failed the majority of all kind of history checks that I'd done previously to know anything about loopholes. So it wouldn't make sense for me to go, oh yes, silver of course, yeah, they recall that.
That's always the hardest part with like setting a task like that in a campaign. Like Road is this massive, powerful character with an entire army at his disposal. Why is he going to set 3 level 4 characters on this quest to rid him of a vampire when he has an army at his disposal? That quite often is a big challenge in any campaign, is to justify why does it have to be the party? Why can't they do it themselves?
Yeah.
Sometimes it's quite difficult.
But that made complete sense. It's like, oh, it's made of silver. We can't touch silver.
It doesn't make sense at all.
Come on,
Well, I
John.
mean, technically,
Don't burst the bubble.
yeah.
Don't burst the bubble.
They got touched just because Jew was trying to nick it.
Just say that. You could have just dug a hole 10 feet away straight down into the tomb. Like, there's lots of things he could have done.
The walls are now silver lined as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Mages. Magic Souls have a problem. We know this.
Well, there would be if you had a good mage.
I didn't say that I was.
Oh, right, okay.
I just said mages, generally. The Magic Souls all problems. We know that.
Could you not have asked for assistance from one of the other major cities?
Quite possibly, probably. Well, now,
I don't think
yes.
he would have.
But there's pride.
Yeah.
He's a very proud person. But 2, the current political state of the world, it's all bollocks.
I like to think we saved his guards. He heard about G's archery and was just like, they're the guys for us. We'll just use them. They're expendable.
Yeah, that last line. Why give up some wild people or these complete strangers?
Well, I suppose also, because what Toby said is that everyone has a specific role, and if all you've got are lumberjacks, wood whisperers, wood singers, and servants, if you've not got anyone who's specifically built for that kind of role, then you've got no one to fulfill it.
You just have a guard, of course. You don't need to find guards.
Yeah, but
So is Timberminster based around some sort of caste system?
Yeah, I guess so. I don't really put that much thought into it other than it's just the way the city is, the character of the city.
it's interesting. It's always frustrating when you get to a place where it's like, so Victor, as the pub landlord, is he only a pub landlord because that was the role he was born into, or because he's chosen to come into it? It's like, where does that stop? I am a peasant because I was born as a peasant, therefore I can only ever be a peasant. I'm a homeless person. I am a I'm a teacher.
Family.
Yeah.
Cousins.
Yeah. I'm a teacher, but I can't teach.
But if you kind of apply the real world to the All-Havens, then presumably there are residents within Timberminster that aren't born and bred. They're going to be migrants coming in. So how would they adapt to this caste system? Would they just do whatever they want, or would they
That's
be
where they get their
assigned
hairdressers
something?
from. Yeah. No one's born a beautician here. They have to outsource for that. And if it's lupine, you've got a lot of hair, so that's like a really, really important role.
Or you'll get fed to the vampire in Gravestone.
Except it wasn't a vampire, it was a mummy.
Wow.
Nearly killed us.
So we foolishly accept this challenge, but we do come up with the bright idea. I'm not sure which one of you two did it, but bright idea of let's go do the daylight because they're probably going to be asleep and it'll be easier for us to kill. So we decide we're going to rest for the night and have the rest of the day have a bit of a guided tour of Timberminster, seeing all of the wonderful sights like the clock tower and I think that was it.
Vandalising.
And then sleep overnight and then go the next day to do our thing. So we set off on our little guided tour with Toby, and that's when you two started to drill him for questions.
It's just an easy way to, one, learn the route of the city without having to ask anyone. You get on at all. And 2, get someone who might have information away in a situation where they might not feel they can't speak. Because a lot of the time, if you're trying to corner someone, like if we were trying to corner him still in the big lodge, You might be worried about people listening and stuff, whereas where we're walking around, it's easier to get information from. But I think we were aggressive with it. I think if we kind of tried to keep
To
it.
the point.
Yeah,
Blunt and to the point, yeah.
yeah. We're not flim-flamming, how's your mother? We just want the information, thank you very much.
And based on the responses you got, how are you now feeling about the yarn?
Probably the same.
So you're still not fully trusting.
Because as part of that, the answers given implied that there were, like, that's when he said, oh yeah, he's like that with visitors and with guests. So that's leading into, so he's not like that with his own people, or the people that live here. So therefore there's that element to it.
See, for Adonis, I think he's quite happy to take the Jarl as he seems.
Yeah.
So, a bit like, he's in charge there, he rules the place. Whatever he kind of wants, it's fine, as long as it's not openly evil or bad. He'd be like, yeah, right, that's just the rules.
Yeah.
Because he likes cheese, so cheese, he's best mate now.
Besties.
Bestie.
Got a matching bracelet.
Ooh, friendship bracelet.
Which does bring us on to part of the tour where we did see the clock tower, and there was a little interlude, which is where we were first introduced to the wood singers.
Yeah. I was quite glad you did that, to be honest, because it gave me an opportunity to put that in.
Are they like a band?
Yes, yeah.
Do they actually sing?
They're a bit like the Carpenters.
I did.
Yeah. There's a reference there and we got it.
Do they sing to the wood though?
No, not really. Well, maybe. I don't know. It's magic, so yeah. Let's get every answer possible there. The inspiration for the wood singers comes from, this might be lost on some people, Eldar from Warhammer 40,000. They have bone singers. So they create structure out of bone, wraith bone. So it's that kind of idea, but with woods.
It's cool. I really like that.
I didn't because I tried to leave my mark and they wouldn't let me.
No.
I wouldn't know how many times people leave graffiti around your havens, completely off time. How many other times have you left graffiti around one of your players when you've been DMing and left graffiti around somewhere?
I don't think I've ever come across them.
Really?
No.
Well, yeah.
No.
Mental. Okay.
I don't think it's not something you necessarily think of. No, tell a lie. I'll tell a lie. I did it to someone when in one of Chris's games we went to a town and as is my fashion I completely misread the social interaction that I was having with someone and they got really annoyed with me but I was a Baba Yaga in training and so I put a little mark on their door so I was like right you're going to be in trouble when I come into my full power mate. I might be the one at fault here, but you're going to suffer.
That's nice.
I've not experienced anyone else doing it, but it'd be interesting if we had like a glossary board with all of the graffiti across the All Havens. It's like a little treasure hunt.
I know in our first campaign, Dodds left it in hell.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, Dodds was here carving the Hankut's chair.
Nice.
Yeah, a Demon Lord's chair on top of his tower in the middle of hell.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you're going to do it somewhere.
That's the place, isn't
Yeah.
it? It's the place.
So do we think there's an All Havens Banksy?
It ain't you three, that's for sure.
I feel like there will be now. Someone's going to do that.
Yeah. Please, that would be great.
They could play it at one of our events.
So they can make one of our events, actually.
Well, if you go to facebook.com/charity and go to the event section, you'll see a list of all of our current events, so you can jump onto the Eventbrite pages and grab a ticket now.
Was there any other, because we saw the clock tower, but was there legitimately kind of no other real interesting points to see in Timberminster Town? Is it more just the structure of the town itself that's the interesting feature?
In all honesty, I was not expecting to have to give you a guided tour of Timberminster.
Why?
I hadn't prepared for that. So, no, I don't know. Maybe I should have seen that coming. It is something an old person would do on holiday. We do have Andy, so maybe I should have seen that coming.
Should we set it as a precedent for any other place that we visit? We're like, okay,
Either
first things
way,
first.
The tour.
Maybe it's not.
Yeah.
So no, there probably are some other interesting places. But if I guess the way that would work is if in the future you need to find somewhere in the town because you've had the guided tour, it's either going to bring the DC down or you're going to be able to roll advantage.
Okay. That's cool.
So there's the payoff there.
And what was the magic thing about the clock tower?
Just imagine.
Or it was just,
Just magic, you know.
oh, it wasn't like it always tells the correct time or it's does anything special, it's just magic.
I think Toby described it as having been made with magic.
Okay.
So that was all. I think that's all we told you.
Okay.
That's looking at me really suspiciously.
Yes. Yes, I was just trying to work out whether I should create a Sargavens company.
How's that going?
Older folks. So the dice would be very welcome.
He'd be pleased to come. Provided it doesn't cost too much. And you've got a nice wine.
And pets go through.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 pets. Mm-hmm.
It's very important.
Otherwise, just a holiday for Andy and Gary.
Mm-hmm.
I think the worst things to do. So we finish our tour. We go back to our accommodation to see Victor again. And well, we didn't much need it, did we? We sort of just retired.
You had some drinks, and that was about it, really.
We
Yeah,
tried to chat.
Yeah, oh yes.
Nothing
yeah.
else happened. Yeah, Adonis.
You tried, yeah.
No.
There was the attempted interrogation of my good self.
Adonis's Ring of Roses.
Yes.
See, if it's not about Andy's character, you can write it down.
No, I forgot. So I was going to try and do something, but I think that section where you were in your trance came to a conclusion before I could interject.
What were you going to try and do?
Wet
No, what? I don't know when this sort of works, but I was going to try mind link. While you were in the trance, I was going to try and mind link to see whether or not I could actually in any way engage with either you or the entity that is currently inside
I'm a
you.
little bit sad you didn't get the opportunity to. I think it would have been interesting to see play out.
Just do it again. Nothing went wrong last time, just do it again.
Well, I'm not sure I will now, because now I know that she kind of blames us for it. It's a player I know. Yeah, but I was wondering how she did it. Or G was. Well, probably as a player I know that. Obviously I don't know that as a character. So maybe I will be stupid enough to try it again. Maybe an attempt to impress you and to win your friendship. I will try.
Creepy, like that ring of roses.
Oh, yeah.
Always ring of roses.
Mm-hmm.
Creepy.
I even sung it for you.
I mean, if it'd been like,
That's
I
a
can't stone, that wouldn't have been as good.
I love you.
So how did Adonis feel after that episode?
Confused, sad, disappointed in G for murdering a little girl and now making it Adonis's problem. Mostly he was just really sad that he couldn't help her. Like watching her head kind of flop backwards and not being able to just like hold her neck back up.
Just put that there.
Sorry.
Cut that deep.
Deep enough.
Yeah, not being able to clean the blood off and that sort of stuff. Just made him a bit sad. I think was creeped out. The fact that she's not going to help him, didn't have it before, doesn't have it now. She's not going to didn't say she's going to make it work. He's kind of alright with that. That's neutral in his eyes, but yeah, creepy. He's unnerved by it.
Does he have any insight as to why she's possessed him?
Yeah, G killed her.
There must be well, I say need to speak.
I think as a character, it would be because he was trying to look after her. So she's still attached to him. That would be what he would kind of think. He was trying to look after her, so she's still with him because she hasn't moved on. Which as a player is utterly ridiculous. She's absolutely there to torment him. But as a character, he thinks he's still helping her.
And does he still think that that is a girl? That is a little girl?
The Ring of Roses bit has probably changed out just a tad.
Yeah.
But yeah, at the moment,
So I just saw Patch in the sneak eye, and I'm now thinking that the real reason that she possessed you is so that she can take control of your body to murder me. Or as a jig.
No, to murder you, Andy, not you.
So, Ash, what do you think?
Well, I know, so.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's not Ash.
I don't think it's a vampire.
Okay, well that's good. Otherwise you might turn on us when we got down there.
So my initial thought with the little girl in the woods was it was something to do with Tom. Like, that was my initial thought.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm not so sure. Because there also had a box of blue powder we found nearby as well, wasn't there?
Yeah.
So perhaps actually it's something to do with Zaphon.
Mm-hmm. And the hooded man, I was guessing that was probably Zaphon as well, which then would lead to, I left my little box in the wood with the little girl, and then I came to town, and now the vampires are here. I think it might have all been connected somehow, maybe.
I don't know. I mean, a hooded man could be anyone. G was a hooded man.
That's true.
I was for a while. Is that pesky dust that got in my eye?
Crybaby.
You. And then you treated us sort of, well, a couple of bottles of wine in the end for you.
Mhm.
I got some milk with whiskey.
Oh, you hot toddy. Why are you pulling her face? She was just going to get you milk. Cold milk.
Anything with whiskey apart from more whiskey.
It's a fantasy world. I can do what I want.
I'd just like to say, if G had communicated properly with Vesper, maybe she would have known that.
Mm-hmm.
Very closed off. And Vesper was trying to peel back the layers that is G.
She was interrogating me. There was none of this sort of, friendly chit chat.
Actually, there was. So, where did you grow up? That was 100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then we retired to bed. But you two had you had your little scheming plan that you were going to enact the next day.
I'm not entirely sure how we got to that.
No, I'm not quite sure how you got to. I think that torture is a effective way of extracting information to. He likes torture. I'm going to use.
Try and put coffee and stand before.
It made sense in the moment.
Yeah. And how do you think I would have reacted if I had sat next to, or how G had reacted if he had sat next to you and you threw boiling hot coffee in his face?
That's the thought process that Vesper was going through at the breakfast table. She was like, before when they were chatting, she was like, yeah, that makes sense. And then when she actually was going to put it to practice, she's like, chucking hot coffee in someone's face is not probably a good thing to do. Or I was going to stab you in the leg with the fork. But it's like he's sitting on the other side of the table, so all I have is to chuck something at him. What have I got? I've got hot coffee. So that's where she's like, I don't think this is a good idea anymore. Maybe I'm starting a bit too high on the ladder of torture. Let's take it down a couple of rungs, maybe a little jab to the thigh, like testing the meat.
I feel like if you'd have thrown the hot coffee there, you would have got an honest response from G. In any film where you would have got honesty, which means that technically it's worked.
I think also she was worried that might have made him leave. Going that reaction could have been like, nah, what are you doing? I'm out. So it's like, I don't know if I'm doing the right thing here. When she was full, like, yes, this is what I need to do. And then,
When you slept on it.
yeah. Oops.
I think throwing the coffee at G's face, he would probably thought that would be less people talk to than actually having a conversation.
I think most people think that when they start talking to her, to be fair. I'd rather have hot coffee chucked in my face.
And then when you did try and stab him in the fork, very, very unsuccessful.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure how. What character was even thinking? It was really what's going on here? Why a fork as well? Why you're going to try?
It was the most likely thing that they would have had at breakfast.
Yeah, but I guess I would have been thinking, is she really going to hurt me? She would use one of her weapons. So why is she choosing a fork?
I guess the fork is less threatening than a knife.
Exactly.
And more intimidating than a spoon.
Yeah, if I can't do anything with a spoon, the knife, like you said, that's too much. If I got my scimitar off my back and then started running at you with it, that would be it's a whole different scenario to me just kind of trying to jab you in the thigh with the fork.
So yeah, I guess my character would have been trying to establish what was your intent here, because it obviously wasn't to cause serious harm, otherwise you would have used a weapon. Why else would you try and stab me with a fork?
And hopefully that was explained by Donis going, because you like torture.
Yeah.
Okay. Missed the bar on that one a little bit.
You did.
Yeah,
You did.
it's fine. She's learning, that's fine.
So we then sort of made our way to the graveyard. There was a big, shiny tombstone that very much appealed to G. He was, I think the first thing he did was try and see if he could rip it out of the ground. Unsuccessfully.
Yes.
And when that didn't work, he charged at it. We did read the inscription, which apparently was in common.
It was, yeah.
So everyone could read, or everyone, maybe Jimmy, who can't read.
He wasn't there, so
No.
he's not allowed.
But again, it's kind of the way that our mindsets were. There was me, all I'm seeing is a payday, and you're actually focusing on Vesper. I'm saying you're, and I'm looking at Bertie as if on a podcast I can see that. But Vesper was focused on the actual quest at hand, and was thinking, okay, based on what I've just read, I need to use blood in some way. So she cut her hand and bled into the bowl, and that's when the tomb slid back, and I still try to steal it.
Which also you should be grateful for, because there was a moment when she went, I could cut G. And then we're still kind of following the torture process.
I still have my fork.
I could try again, but it's like I've got more chance of hitting myself than doing it again.
Geez, you did that though, because I was getting ready to cut Patch.
Oh yeah, no, she definitely wouldn't. I mean, she wouldn't have been like, I'm going to cut you. No, it's just.
We'll get the tombstone as well before we leave.
Oh,
If we
yeah.
live,
Well,
we
yeah.
are taking
If, I think the if is a very big question.
It definitely belongs to us. I mean, I bled on it, so
bit of yours.
claimed it.
So we then descend into the catacombs and we find a blocked off package
Mhm.
with 6 sarcophagi. Is that the correct?
No,
It is the correct, but I can't help but laugh at that word anytime Chris says it, because he uses it a lot in his games. It just, it's a super immature thing. 6 sarcophagi. Sarcophagi. Sarcophagus is a singular, sarcophagi is the plural, but it's also rude.
We can still be rude for
Why are you looking confused, Ash?
Oh,
Yeah.
right,
that
okay.
guy.
Right, got it, thank you.
That's
Well-
why every time I giggle.
Or even singular then can
Yeah.
be rude.
Took me a minute.
If you know someone called Gus.
Gus, yeah, absolutely. Okay, so should we get down there and we identify that these...
I wondered why you looked at me funny when I laughed.
Why is Pay laughing at a sarcophagi?
Should we get down
I'm a child.
when we see these six toys, they're obviously meant for nobles rather than eunuchs.
Yes,
Class
joke there. Right.
Yeah, thank you very much. And then we decided, I decided I was going to have a little look-see. I identified, keep saying G had identified that someone had actually tried to tamper with them, and someone tried to open them. He was kind of going down the route, I think we should just check to see that they haven't been grave robbed, whereas in reality he was thinking,
He's going
check and watch some
there's some good stuff in there. So I whacked the first sarcophagi lid, only to find it's completely empty apart from this horrible sort of dust that flies up and poisons me. But I was quite fortunate because I think the amount of poison I got was significantly less.
Yes, it was. Even though I tried to miss it.
Yes. So I was obviously thinking, well, no, I'm not doing that again. That's too risky. Let one of the others have a go. And you tried to be clever with your wind, but it got even more poison than I did.
It's just because it's a 2d6, so it's rolled high for you. That's the only reason.
But even then, when we got to the mummy, the damage that you took in comparison to the damage that I took was significantly because it was like 20, wasn't it?
Threatened against the Donna straight away. Oh god.
Yeah.
Everyone
No
knows
fun.
that Adonis is the tank of the party. It's
Oh yeah. It was as well. You were the furthest one back, so I was like, "It'll be fine."
It was also very high damage though.
Yeah, but before the mummy, we did open a third tomb. Stop me laughing. And you found what? A little axe you
I
actually.
did. I panicked because I was like, I don't even know if I can use a battle axe. Oh no! And then so I wanted to confirm. Metagaming so hard, my brain was like, it's cursed, it's cursed, it's cursed, it is cursed.
The thing is, we don't know because there was something that Ash mentioned. It's a +1 battle axe, but he did say that there's another effect when you're attuned to it.
Yes, which I'm not going to survive long enough to attune to it, so we don't need to worry about that.
Well, what do you think that might be? You got any ideas?
I have no idea. Given the situation that it's in, it could be anything. It could be based on the noble that it was linked to and that you'll suddenly become really charismatic. It could be linked to the vampires and I suddenly get a taste for blood. It could be that I grow bunny ears. I have no idea.
It could be all three.
It could be all three.
John, you got any theories?
I'm in two minds. There's either some really beneficial thing or it's a cursed weapon or a sentient weapon, something like that.
Sentient weapon would be the worst. Oh god, they've got someone else they have to understand now.
Like I say, if we survive, but
Yeah, that's true.
I do wonder when we went to the temple though, whether because you're carrying a weapon, that's why you got the reaction you got.
Ah, yeah, maybe. So, when you did that, I was like, wait, what race am I? Well, I'm a tiefling and I just haven't remembered.
My natural thought process was that we are in Tidminster. We know that there tend to be lupine, and therefore it's probably got some sort of lupine ability or whatever
Which-
associated with it.
I wouldn't be adverse to if I suddenly get the lupine curse. I'm like, because when you said I was cursed, I was like, hey, am I going to become a werewolf? But no, I just can't ever heal.
So it could be something completely different, like
Oh, yeah.
it's a Timberminster felling axe or something like that.
Yeah.
Where you can chop one of those trees down with one hit
Yeah, which
and plank it
again,
just with the same
Oh.
single
would be
hit.
amazing.
Hold on, guys. Nat 20 on my persuasion. So what is it?
It's an axe.
Oh, Ash, you're not very good.
Alright, it's a +1 axe.
Oh, you found out more? I mean, more than he just said it was an axe.
If he promises to attune to it, would you tell us what it does?
Once by tuned to it, yeah.
Can the long rest between us recording this episode and us recording the next episode?
Who says you're going to long rest?
No, I mean us physically.
Oh, us
Us as
right,
people
us
in the
as
real
people.
world.
In the real world. Perhaps not.
Yeah, that's fair. Oh, is it a long rest or a short rest for attunement?
Sure.
Short rest. Okay. So maybe while we're in the temple, depending on how long it takes for them
I
to.
mean, that priest might have blast us.
They might
Based
just.
on his initial reaction, we might be in deep trouble.
Yeah, we were better off in the tomb.
At least everything was dead.
Yeah, downstairs, the vampire would have been like, "It's brilliant, you're bloody coming in." I've gone the very wrong way. Oops.
So we've got your axe, and then we open a fourth.
Well, we didn't open it,
Ah, no,
technically.
that's right. It started to slide open itself,
Mhm.
and I tried to close it.
I like the idea that actually you could have done, but you just weren't strong enough.
So I was sliding backwards while trying to close this lid,
It's a great visual.
and then you kind of just barged me out of the way.
I did, yeah, because I was trying to protect you. See that?
Sure.
That's why our characters aren't getting on.
And then the mummy appears, and John's first reaction was to just nice like little bonfires. We did some toast and marshmallows.
Yeah, I thought it was a fairly sensible reaction whilst it's stuck in a coffin to set a fire on there. I mean, it's weak damage, like really, really bad jeopardised, but you know.
Quite 2 points, wasn't it?
Yeah.
2 points, yeah.
But it was fire damage,
It was.
which it is, or was, vulnerable to.
It passed the saves, isn't it? So,
Yeah.
It's only a cantrip, it's fine.
But then it kind of launched its attack, and it did some devastating damage
Oh
to
my
you.
God.
Yes, I am. I shouldn't have been anywhere near it. Should have run away. Is my action instead.
So it was only a 30-foot room deliberately, so the only way to get away from it would be to run away.
Which is or was going through G's mind. That's why I checked on the condition of the entrance, whether it was something open or closed.
But you didn't abandon us.
No, I didn't.
Was that because the mummy did its gaze thing at you and you passed the check and got a bit brave about it? Or?
Well, I mean, that's part of it, yes. I mean, you said that I had been filled with this new confidence. I was passing the check, and I think that the confidence was what kept me there. I mean, I may have stayed anyway, because despite the differences I had with the other characters, I think G does, certainly from the conversations he's had with Taff, I think G does sort of see these two as perhaps being his one and only chance of actually having friends. So he probably would have stayed around anyway, but it certainly would have helped. This additional sort of bout of confidence.
And there could be loot.
Yeah, but loot life. I think I would choose the life every time for this sort of character. So yeah, I did a little bit of damage with my bow, and then I did manage to run over and give you 2 whole.
Hey, I was up again. That's the main thing.
I think that was a direct translation of the damage you caused to the mummy in the first place. It just passed on to you by help, I think.
You got me back up. That's the main thing.
I did.
Let's be honest, I was down and it was a melee monster, so we could have just decided to kick me with one of its 2 attacks, and that would have been it.
Yeah.
All gone.
And then Patch came and pulled out a little flask.
Yeah.
We were
I was
supposed
under
to
an hour whether we'd bother doing it, to be honest, whether we'd just sit there looking at me. I thought he'd pull it out, but he wouldn't give it to me. So
That might be a bit of a stretch.
yeah, mate, if no one had healed him, well, his next turn he would have tried to break it over as long as his head. But yeah, he wasn't going to do it straight away.
I just like that it was more of a pity move from Patch. He's like, she's already down. I'm going to have to do something you can. Oh, okay, fine.
He's down again.
It's only because he goes, I go.
And then we finally sort of managed to defeat said mummy. It's some mighty fighting.
Fire, mainly. That was what was clutching that, was the fire.
And in doing so, the bars that were barring our way, I think that because of a lack of puns during the actual.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
very punless, wasn't it?
It was.
We got one little one for man, but
So the bars sort of lowered, and then we had a choice to make. We could either continue, or we could kind of take a step back. And given the bravest person in the group was saying, "I'm not sure we should be doing this. Let's go back." We kind of followed suit, and we looked for a temple. Well, 2 of you looked for a temple to see if you could sort out this curse. Whilst G was off looking for some better equipment to steal.
Vesper's thinking he's shady. We go off to a temple to try and remove you of a curse that will kill me, and you're like, I'm going to stay and loot stuff. And you wonder why there's issues.
Did or did not Vesper say, G, are you going to stay here and keep an eye on things?
Yes, there is
Right,
a difference
there you
between.
go. There you go.
Do you want to stay here and make sure
No.
that basically the mummy doesn't resurrect and we come back in and get murdered straight away? Do you want to just stay here and loot some graves?
No.
Clear distinction
No.
there.
Staying is staying. What I do whilst I'm staying, that's a choice.
I feel like if we come back,
Yeah, if we come back.
we'll
Yeah, we'll be like, G's got this.
we're gonna find G there with a shovel and I bet he has his hood up. Like looking around sketchy.
Yeah.
Like, dig a little bit, look around a bit, dig a
Mhm.
little bit. Look at there was a
So I'm off looking for some equipment to dig up this tombstone, and you find this vessel within the temple, and you open the door, and the response, I think, was not something any of us were expecting. Taking one look at Vesper and declaring something along the lines of, "Oh no, the devil."
This is what's interesting, is I can't remember if you specified that it was me or just looked over at us and made the phrase, because it could be a reference to Adonis, not necessarily me. Because if it was just look over and it said it, because we both walked in together where you've got that creepy, cheers. It could have been you that the reference was to.
could have been.
Yeah.
Now, I may have been misremembering, and given I'm an old fart, that is very highly likely, but I did think you said the vessel looked specifically at.
It might have been. I'm saying I
Oh,
can't
that's
remember. We'll have to listen to
I
the
have to
episode
listen to
again.
the episode back. I have to listen to the episode back to find out.
Yeah.
Right.
It's ambiguous if it was.
Mm. But as I say, that opens up a number of questions because, was it Vesper or was it something to do with the axe she's carrying? And if they did not actually specifically look at Vesper, was it something to do with Adonis? I guess we'll find out in the next episode. And that's pretty much where the episode concluded, was it not?
It's exactly what the other second concluded.
I thought so.
But you definitely said, Ash, that we didn't come even close to doing what you expected.
No.
No.
Can you enlighten us as to was you expecting what you were
Did you
expecting?
see it going? Yeah.
Why did we do boy?
You spent longer doing the exploration and stuff in the town
Mhm.
than I thought you would, which is fine. But, that builds character and it adds flavour to the location. Then what else did you do? It was basically that bit, which took longer than I thought it would. So I thought you'd get further through the tomb than you have.
You mean the entrance?
Yes.
We got
The entrance
we
room.
got to the
Yeah,
tomb.
you got to the entrance room. And it's not a massive tomb, but it's big enough.
So that leads me to think it was a good idea for us to go to a temple.
They try and get through the
I was thinking corridor, one more room, bash, we're done. No, I think it might be maybe two. Oh God.
We're in trouble. That's what I'm hearing. We're in deep trouble.
We are.
Well, that's crazy.
I didn't expect you to hit the deck quite so quickly, Donna, so I thought you would be able to tank a little bit more. But that nat 20 was just. I rolled it and thought I could fudge this, and then thought, no.
I feel like it's
Just
very
like them.
so, isn't it? It's very.
What's total damage from that?
34, something like that.
Let's have a look.
It was necrotic damage, that's it.
Yeah.
Double the profit damage.
16 bludgeoning, 20 necrotic.
Is that
36.
36.
But only because it was a critical.
Yeah.
But you've taken the damage from the puff as well
Yeah.
beforehand, right?
Yeah, if you hadn't taken the damage from the thing, which should have gone down.
Yes, 32 hit points.
Ooh,
That's fine.
D6s on, isn't it?
nice.
D6s.
She'll be squishy.
And we've got +2 to cons, there's +8. So,
Wow.
So does anyone have anything more to ask or talk about with regard to the last episode?
Just glad to be back.
mm-hmm.
Excited to see where we're going. Maybe not to be cursed, but I don't know. Don't know what.
We should try and get some holy water from this priest to the temple as well.
I might just shove my face. You know how they have those basins. Except.
So that brings this episode to conclusion. I would like to wish you all the very best, and it's a good night from me.
And a good night from me.
And a good night from him.
And a good night from her.
Hey.
Bye.
Ta-ta.
Huge shout out to our Ruby members, that is Paul C, Josh, Jason, Ollie, Claire and Laura.
And our Sapphire members, Gary, and Emerald member, Stuart.
For the Diamond group, we've got Ash, Chris, Zeke, Dave, Bertie, Neil, Martin, John, and Andy.
That's me.
And our Obsidian members, JP, Niall, Ethan, and Anne. Thank you to each and every one of our Patreon members. And don't forget, you can become a Patreon member too. If you go to patreon.com/CharityDND, you can pick one of the tiers and become part of our amazing community.
Join us.